Hello everyone. So today we are going to be doing a cooking video. As you can see, I am in my kitchen. But today we're going to make pizza dough. So our ingredients list consists of water, oil. I would recommend you use olive oil, salt. You can use the iodized salt, or you can use this kind of salt, which is Himalayan salt. Then you're going to need white bread flour. Usually it would be in a smaller jar, but that's not in my small jar. So I had to put it in there. And then the most important thing when you're making homemade pizza dough or anything really, bread, you will need instant yeast. Okay. Well, let's begin. So the bread maker that I will be using today is a Saki. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's a Saki and it is huge. We are going to put our ingredients inside this tin, and it'll just look very weird until the bread is completely done. So, we need to follow the directions step by step. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take our pan, we're making sure that it's clean. It's clean. And then we need to make sure both kneading paddles are in place. So these thingies. Okay. Okay. So how we're going to do this is we need to put all the ingredients back, or we need to put all the ingredients in here. So, first what we're going to do is the recipe calls for 2 cups of water. So we're going to use this. It is exactly 2 cups, and it should be full by the end. And then we'll pour it in. By the way, guys, I just want to let you guys know that you need to put the ingredients in how I am exactly doing it, or else it will not be pizza dough. Okay, we're back at the pan and we're gonna pour in 2 cups of water. Then you will put in 4 tablespoons of oil. Now, I have my box of measuring stuff. And so how we're going to do this is the big spoon is a tablespoon. Why is this so glary? I wonder if it looks like that on your guys' screen. Let me clean off my camera real quick. I think that looks better. Oh my gosh. Okay. You guys are getting a massive lag. Let me refresh the camera. Okay, that's better. Okay, I just reset it when it was perfect. All right. Perfect. Okay. So then what we could do is we could take this. It's too bright. Perfect. Okay. So we'll take this. Bear with me with the lighting. But we'll take this tablespoon and we will get 4 of these to make our dough. So we always want to make sure to do it over the mixing pan. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We always want to make sure we do it over the mixing pan so that it doesn't drop anywhere else. And then you can put it in your sink. Next, we are going to need our salt. For this, we are going to need a teaspoon because nobody likes a lot of salt ever. It's just too much. So a teaspoon. And so we're going to need 1.5 of these teaspoons. So that's 1, right? 1. 1.5. Perfect, right, guys? All right, then we could throw that in the sink. All right, next we need our white bread flour. And we are going to get something that's like a ladle. If you guys don't know what a ladle is, it's just basically a giant spoon. So for this, I'm going to use a soup spoon because this thing is huge. And we need 4.5 cups. So we're going to scoop out that. Make sure it's like that. You guys cannot see this part. Just because I think it'd be easier if I just scooped instead of caring about the camera angle for like a few seconds. I do care about the camera angle, guys. Don't worry. All right. So I have 2 cups of flour here. And then I could pour it in. And then I need another 2 cups. And it says 2.5 cups or 4.5 cups. Yes. So now I need 1/2 cup. Or maybe, yeah, 1/2 cup. So for this, I'm going to use this one because this one actually shows 1/2. Which 1/2, in my opinion, would just be 1 big scoop of our big giant ladle or big spoon. And then we could pour it in there. It'll look something like this. Not appetizing. Then we'll get our instant yeast. So we need 2 teaspoons of that. So this is 1/2 teaspoon. So 1/2 teaspoon. So that's 1/2. 1. 1/2. 2. That's why you need math education, guys. You can learn how to count by halves. Okay. Then we could just throw that off to the side. Now it is ready for mixing. So we're going to take this and put it off to the side, and we're going to bring our actual All right. So it looks very disgusting in there. Don't look in there. But what we're going to do is we're going to place this like this. And there are those things at the bottom that you do need to line up with. All right. And then it's stuck. Perfect. Then you're gonna want to plug it in. And we'll press the on button. And it comes up with this full LED screen. Go like that. And so we should be at 6, and then we will press the start, and then it will keep going. So, you can close it, and we can hit the start button. Now, if you guys want to see inside, that's what it looks like. Let me turn off the lighting so you guys can have better visuals of it. And it is a little bit harder to see. So as you can see, in the top left corner, there's text that says minutes left and a live feed of the minutes on the actual bread machine. We have our main camera above the bread machine with a light shining below. You can see that it is live because my fingers are in the way. But it will be there until this time lapse is completely done. All right. So our bread looks to be done. I am not too sure about it. It doesn't look the best of done. Definitely thought it was going to look different. But we're going to unplug it so it's off. And then we'll take it out in about, let me see, maybe like 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, probably 5 minutes. So we're going to go in time lapse. All right, guys. So next, we're going to transport it. So what we'll need to get is we'll need to get a little bit of flour and pour it in our bowl or sprinkle it around in the bowl. We don't want too much, just to the point where it won't stick. Simple enough, like that. Okay. All right. Then what we'll do is we'll take off our light. Okay. So it looks like that, right, guys? Looks good on there. So next what we'll do is we might want to get our mittens. Like that. But first, before we put them on, I need to remove our timer camera. And we'll open it. Okay, so it's not hot at all, actually. It feels okay. It feels like pizza dough. Thank goodness. But I don't even know if I need this. There we go. Okay. I actually don't need this at all. All right, so then you could pour it in there. Ew. Looks weird. Oh, great. All right, guys. So, with the help of my dad, you have to put in some flour or else it'll stick to your fingers, as you guys probably saw, and it'll look disgusting. It really helped the flour, especially also to get it out of the actual carton. I should have removed my watch before I did this. There's no going back now. Oh. I need more flour for my hands. See that, guys? So, I'm gonna add a voiceover in the beginning, but you will need 2 people to help you with this. Unless you put in the flour before you do this. All Italians are probably mad at me right now. But it's okay, guys. This is like flour Play-Doh. This is disgusting, right, guys? And we're gonna go on the time lapse. This is gonna take absolutely forever. All right. So, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna use a spatula from now on. I don't want to have to wash my hands again. I would recommend scraping the sides so you can have the most pizza dough. So this should be able to make about 5 to 6 pizzas depending on how big your pizzas are. Yeah, about maybe 6. This recipe is actually not mine. Thank goodness, or else it would have been ruined. This is actually from the recipe book that the bread machine already had. So I will take a screen, or I will scan it, and then I'll put it in a link down below for you guys to look at it if you guys also want to make it. If you guys have a bread machine but have no idea where your bread maker is, or you just want to look how to make it with the Paisano pizza maker, which is coming up in about, well, for you guys it's going to be like 5 seconds, but for me it's going to be like 2 hours making our pizza. So we're going to use our Paisano that we have here. We have our green bell peppers here, and we have Classico traditional pizza sauce. All right, so we're gonna start unboxing the Paisano. Sorry for the lighting change, guys. All right. So in the thumbnail of the video, I think you guys might have saw the Paisano. This time it is white, and the cover was black. The colors don't matter; they're basically the same exact thing. So we have those, and then in here we have our homemade pizza dough. That rose a lot. All right. Well, all right, guys. Well, I think shaking it made it shrink. Another thing we're also gonna need is our Bob's Red Mill semolina flour. This is so it won't stick to anything. Alright guys, so right now I am putting down some of our semolina flour, and we have our homemade dough right here, and we're just going to throw it right in the semolina flour. We're going to let it absorb it, and I will wash my hands. Guys, we have the Cool Kid RBX's dad here. We'll go like that, and then we'll get what's called a bench scraper, and we will cut out even slices of our dough. So earlier in the video I said it'll take 5 to 6 pizzas. And I was right, and it'll take 1 small pizza. There we go, guys. Alright, so we will need to get our mozzarella cheese. Alright. So, first what we're going to start doing, it's too wide, is we will put, so this is already plugged in, and we will put it on high to 800 degrees. And it'll get hot inside, and we can see our needle. It's not moving just yet. It'll move in a few minutes. So what we'll start doing is we'll get a spoon over here. It's a fork. Okay. Why is that? That was in the wrong bucket. That's why. All right. Then we'll open our Classico traditional pizza sauce. Let's hear it open. Perfect. All right. Then first what we're going to do is we're just going to generously spread a bunch of our semolina flour all over the, I guess, board maybe? I have no idea what they're called. Then we'll get our pizza sauce. Well, obviously first we need our dough. All right, then we're gonna get our fork. We're just gonna, all right, so we are now at about like 50 degrees Celsius and about at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So about what it feels like in Tucson and Phoenix, and mostly on the west side of the United States. Oh. Guys, I hope this is good, because I spent all day making this. You don't know how many hours I spent making the dough. And the dough feels like store-bought dough, which is good, because that's what I want it to feel like. It shouldn't feel not like store-bought dough. But I've never made homemade pizza with homemade pizza dough. I've only made homemade pizza in the Paisano. Oh, guys, we reached $40 million for Team Water after a month. All right, guys, well, we're going to go in a time lapse. All right, guys, so we have our first pizza I guess shaped. So we could go in with our spoon into our Classico traditional sauce and just spread it everywhere. All right, so that looks like a good amount of sauce. And then we'll get our mozzarella, which we are putting in our bowl so we could just grab it and put it there. Now I am going to get a baking tray. You guys can't see that, but I'm going to get a baking tray and I'm going to put it on top of the stove. As you guys saw when I made my Dalgona candy. Why am I taking this? All right, and then we could go like that, and then we have our cheese, spread it out nice and even. All right, then we can put this off to the side, and then our paisano will need a little bit to get ready. As you can see, it is like not ready at all. It is only so the red is pizza, as you guys can see, and then we're on grill right now, which we need to be on pizza, obviously, because what's the title of the video, guys? Making homemade pizza from scratch, or homemade pizza. Yeah, making homemade pizza. Well, that's the title, so that's what we're doing. So pretty obvious if you ask me. Let me move my lighting. It's a little. Move it this way. Don't want to blind anyone. Alright, guys. Well, Mr. Beast Streamed has ended. And we reached 40 million for Team Water, so. Yay. Alright, so we're just waiting for this to hit pizza. Then we have some of our pizza dough cut out over here. Okay, so let me give you a little look around the kitchen, just so you know how we're making this. So over here is the bag of mozzarella, in case you're like really wondering. I don't think anybody really cares. Okay, here's the bag of cheese, and then over here on my stove, we are gonna put the pizzas on here. We have our bench scraper right here. And then over here at the pizza section, we have one pizza ready, then another one getting ready. This right now is the complete finished one. And that one. And then we'll be done in about a little bit. And then we have our box of cheese, or bowl of cheese. That, and that. So that's kitchen tour. And I guess if you want to see some bananas over there. I'm not sure where you guys would even want to see the bananas over there. But sometimes maybe someone does. Now this video by now is already 17 minutes. Alright, guys. So as of right now, our paisano here clearly says pizza. You always got to make sure these are on so it can cook. But it is on pizza right now, and we'll throw our first pizza in. All right, guys. So mainly, that would have been a cleaner transition. But I forgot to put the... Oh, shoot. All right, guys. Well, perfect timing. The camera died. I forgot to put our semolina salt or semolina flour on. So it was sticking to the paddle, which ideally you don't want to do that, but I did. So thank you guys for watching. I'll have a picture down below of the end product, or well, in this video. By the way, guys, sorry that my audio is a little bad. I'm recording right now on my computer. I do not have my microphone right now, but these pictures are not taken by AI. I took them myself, but I deleted the background and put in a marble texture, I guess, underneath each pizza. So that's why it looks very AI.